Well, hello, greetings to each and every one of you. Thank you so much for being here today. And I am just so grateful that you are tuning in to hear what I have to share and say. This is Dr. D here with Core3 Harmony Wellness Services. Here, our focus is on music therapy and mental health. Specifically for this channel, the focus is all things mental health. I encourage you, please come check out our second channel, where over there I get the liberty to discuss more specifically about music therapy. And I've uploaded a couple of episodes over there, so please do go over there and check that out. Thank you so much for the subscribers. Appreciate you. And I'm so grateful for you hanging in there with me these past maybe year and a half, almost two now, with this channel. So I'm going to dive in today. We are on episode 9. And we're going to dive into our topic is how to enjoy life. And I sit here today with a little bit of a heavy heart with some news that I learned recently. And I know that it can be very difficult and it's not easy to enjoy life. It's not normal, I don't think, either, to enjoy life all of the time. I think we are here on this planet, of course, to experience the full gamut of things. Unfortunately, the good, the bad, and for some of us, even the ugly. And I say that with like experiences we may have had growing up with those around us who mistreated us or did not treat us well, and even currently as adults for those who are struggling and having a hard time. So this episode, it's short, it's not long, but I also want to take some time to put some emphasis and some resources up for those who are not in a good space in their life. So without further ado, let me pull up the information I want to share today. Please remember that anything you want to find out or learn about me is down in the description box below. Okay. All right. So how to enjoy life. Research is consistently showing us that mindfulness enhances our ability to savor positive experiences, not by adding more to our life, but by being more fully present within it. So this episode is going to explore 3 transformative practices to help you reconnect with everyday joy. Now, if you happen to be here and you're in a good space in your life and you utilize some of these tools, that's wonderful. I would love to hear more. Please email me. If you're here and you are not in a good space in your life, and you have a therapist, I encourage you to make sure you're doing the best you can to be as fully transparent with what's going on with the person that you're working with. Now, if you don't have anyone that you are working with, I definitely encourage you to do so. So I'm going to say more about that in a few more slides, but I definitely encourage you to reach out. And there are resources that are of no cost. I know financially it can be a struggle, and it has been a struggle for people for some time to have their mental health managed and maintained. So I'm going to talk about that towards the end. But let's look at these 3 transformative practices that can help to enhance joy into your life. First off, savoring experiences. Slow down. This is a voice that I have that rings in my head as part of my practice, is these 2 beautiful words: slow down or pause. I interchangeably between those. there's something about that can just be so helpful, because I think for many of us, worry induces stress. So for most of us, worry, it starts to ramp up things. Okay. And our thoughts and the way that we think are anxiety producing. So with that, it can be very helpful to slow down and think about absorbing the richness of the moment as it unfolds. From a meal to a sunset to a conversation. Um, you see the picture here on the presentation of a young woman just taking the moment, right? Just to enjoy her drink. I don't. It could be coffee or tea. If you guys know me, I like both, especially in the AM time. It's coffee. PM for me, it's a good cup of tea. So even in those moments, it's really important to just be a human being, not a doing, but just a human being, and enjoying the moment. So if you have a difficult time with this, be gentle with yourself. You could do something as simple as sitting with whatever your favorite drink is and just savoring it, not rushing through it, not scrolling while you're trying to drink. Just the focus is just on the essence of what you're doing. Next is a gratitude practice. There's this little phrase that I love that says, gratitude elevates your attitude. And it's so true, because it's very difficult to be grateful and angry and sad at the same time. So intentional gratitude, and then research has shown us as well that it rewires our brain towards appreciation and helps to shift the focus from what's lacking to what's already beautiful and what's already going well. The practice of gratitude, you will start to notice, because I've seen this in my life, and clients that I work with, they have seen the benefits of it. You will start to see a change. Some see a change quickly once they start working on being more grateful of different things throughout their day. And some, it can take some time. But one of the things I want to emphasize is that a gratitude practice, it works. Okay, there's many different kinds of gratitude practices, and on this channel for sure, I know I focused on that. And so take a chance to review some of the episodes that I've done in the past and check those out, because a gratitude practice, there's nothing like it. It does, and it can change things for the better and help you to progress and improve in areas where you felt stuck. And the third practice is an emotional presence. And by this, I mean being emotionally available. Now, you gonna say, Dr. D, that is just a loaded statement. And I get it. It really is. I think we deal with a lot of folks who are potentially not emotionally available. We deal with a lot of them all day long, whether it's within our own household, whether we are at school or at work, you name it, even at the gym. I mean, it's not easy. And having and developing an emotional presence, sometimes people need help with that. Sometimes people have no skill set, no techniques of how to do that. And the therapy space is really great. Or if you're working with a coach, it's really great to work on improving in this area. Now, I'm speaking of having emotional availability, not just for others, but also for yourself. Okay? This is very important. If you don't even understand or know what that's like, please reach out to me. My consultations are complimentary, no cost to you. But I want to provide you with the understanding of what that is more than I can probably do right here, and how to start developing that and cultivating an emotional presence. The reason why is that emotional presence helps to open the door to deeper connection and lasting fulfillment, not only with just others, but most importantly, with yourself. I've said this with clients I've worked with before, and I believe it to be true. The most important relationship is the relationship with yourself. Um, and and just to connect a biblical principle to it, um, love one another as you love yourself. There are a lot of people, um, and I'm not saying that they're this way intentionally. I think there's a lot of things that perhaps causes them to be the way that they are. There are a lot of people who do not like and who do not love themselves. So if the biblical principle says love your neighbor as you love yourself, whew, well, how you showing up for you? And they're depending on the experience that you have had in your life, you have perhaps never been taught how to do that in a healthy, adequate, holistic, beneficial way. And then therefore it is hard to love another or care for another or have emotional presence for someone else. I believe it definitely has to first come from you. Okay? So if you feel like, man, Dr. D, some of these areas I've never thought about, or this is maybe a little bit more difficult than I thought, um, please reach out. It's something that I want you to understand better, and how you can get started with enhancing and improving this for yourself. Okay? So, savoring the experience, gratitude, a good gratitude practice. And there's different ones out there. You can pick which ones or experiment with different ones and see which ones work for you. And developing and cultivating an emotional presence. These three can assist and support you in reconnecting with everyday joy. Okay? With everyday joy. So, where does the music fit into all of this? I encourage you with the practice this week. One of the most accessible and powerful tools for our emotional well-being is and can be through and with music. You can curate and create a personal joy playlist, and these are songs that can deliberately that you deliberately choose, because they are woven into your memories, your happy, joyful memories. This is a space where you create an on demand emotional anchor that you can return to anytime. So, I'm going to guide you with some ways of how to do this. So, in your practice this week, I want you to build and develop your joy list in these ways. So, recall 3 to 5 peak positive memories that you've had from, now it says from your past, but I'm going to say even just from this past week or week before. We want it to be recent if that's helpful. Okay. Identify the song or music playing in each moment, or that is relatable to those moments and those memories. Add them together in a dedicated playlist. play this playlist intentionally, not as just background noise, but as a mindful listening experience. And that's what's key with these playlists that I'm suggesting with you. It's not something you just put on and it's just there and you're not actively engaged with listening to it. These are playlists where you are doing nothing but listening to the playlist. Okay, you're having that that present mindful moment, and you are checking in with seeing how your mind and your body is doing during that experience. And I want you to understand why this works. This works because music activates the brain's reward center, helping to release dopamine and rekindling the emotional state of the original memory. Over time, your playlist becomes a reliable tool for shifting mood. And as this occurs, it's going to help to boost energy and ground you in gratitude and warmth. Okay. So even just 10 minutes of intentional music listening per day can measurably improve emotional well-being and reduce stress. I want you to experiment and test this out and see how you can make this true for you. 10 minutes. It's not a lot of time. That is doable. You can do 10 minutes a day. Think about the amount of time that goes with other things that you're doing that perhaps is not as helpful as this particular exercise. Right? So I encourage you, practice this, within the next week. Reach out to me, email me, let me know how it goes. Okay? All right. So before we get ready to close, I wanted to dive into some resources, and I'm going to start making sure I do this each episode moving forward. If you are struggling, please know that you do not have to struggle by yourself. Okay? There are a number of resources available. Please know that I know these things are not perfect. These things perhaps won't fix everything in a minute, but we're looking for progress, not perfection in what you're dealing with and going through. Okay. And so with that, this is Mental Health Awareness Month, May, which that's great. We have a month that, organizations and such, we really focus on and think about it, and we get, the word out. But every day, every month is Mental Health Awareness Month because everybody's going through something. We don't know specifically what those things are. But we know this life journey on this wild planet, this beautiful, amazing wild planet that we're on, is not for the faint of heart. Okay. So I encourage you, feel free to reach out to me. Now, do know that there are hours when I'm not readily available. But please reach out if you're finding a connection with how I talk and what I'm presenting here. Please reach out and I will help you. Even if you happen to be out of the state, I will help you with resources locally within your immediate area. Because I am on the West Coast here, I'm specifically in California, so that's why you see some of the resources listed here for the state of California. Okay. So our national crisis line, suicide and crisis line, is 988. You can call or text that number. It's free, it's confidential. There are trained counselors on the other end. This is provided 24/7. Translation is available if English is not your main language. So please utilize that. I always tell people that space of where I mentioned slow down, 988 is a great ability to allow you to at least step into the space of slowing things down when you're in a really tough spot, and allowing a sliver of light to leak through, because we are not meant to carry the burden and stresses of this life alone. Okay, we are communal beings, so that connection can be more helpful than you realize. Okay, there's also the crisis text line. Now you can text HOME, HOME, to 741-741, and you can also get connected there with a trained crisis counselor. That is also 24/7. It's free and confidential. Next, if you are a veteran, and you can also text 988, and then you will press 1 or text 838-255 for dedicated support for veterans, service members, and their families. It's not just for the veterans, but it's also helpful for families, okay? Because there's some unique supports needed for our service members, okay? Now, California specific resources. There's the youth crisis line that you can call or text, which is 1-800-843-5200. Excuse me. Feel free to take a screenshot of this. This is for youth ages 12 to 24 and their families. And this line is available 24/7, and they will help also connect you to local resources. This is a crisis line that's used across the state, but even with that, they will help connect you with local resources. There's the Cal Hope Warm line, provided in both English and Spanish, at 833-317-4673 for English, and 833-642-7696 for Spanish. This is a peer-run warm line, support line. They are available 24/7. And it's not just for crisis. This line is not just for crisis. This line is also for stress, anxiety, and isolation. Okay, for those in the southern region of the state of California, there's the D.D. Hirsch Mental Health Services, where you can call 424-362-2900. This serves LA County, Orange County, Riverside, San Bernardino, Ventura, Santa Barbara. And they also use 988 as a backup in case those lines are busy or what have you. So, and of course, if you are ever in any immediate danger, call 911. All right. I want to just focus on me really quick before we end. We're meant to enjoy this life. We are not just meant to work. We're meant to enjoy this life and experience it to the best of our abilities. And I know that cannot be easy at times, and it can be very hard at times. But if you are feeling stuck, I encourage you to try those 3 transformative practices, okay? If you are in a really heavy place, please check out those resources I mentioned. Go back, take a screenshot of that, put those in your phone. Okay, that's one of the things I always encourage folks to do. Just put them in your phone, they're there. So I hope you found this helpful today. I better get ready to run. But thank you so much for taking some time out to listen to this presentation. I want to remind you of these 3 things. Please know that you matter, you are worthy, and you are loved. If you're struggling in any one of those areas or all of them, please reach out to me. Okay? I want to find a way to help you understand how true those 3 statements are for you. And before we go, please be good to yourself and kind to others. We don't know what other people are going through. It's not to excuse their behavior or mistreatment in any way, but we can do so in a kind manner, interact with people, and respectfully. We can do that. All right, so thank you so much. I appreciate you. Please tune in and listen in to episode 10 when I go live next week. I hope you have a good rest of your day, good rest of your week. I appreciate you.